AV SuperFriends On Topic is an independent production wholly owned and operated by AV SuperFriends LLC. For the highest quality recording of all of our shows, visit avsuperfriends.com. This is AV SuperFriends On Topic, a 30-minute monthly roundtable focused on a single topic. This discussion will be opinionated, to the point, and saturated with our well-known blend of painfully won expertise and deeply ingrained immaturity. For July 2024, it's the best-sounding podcast in higher ed. This is the AV SuperFriends On Topic, broadcasting live for real from coast to coast, easternmost to westernmost, northernmost to southernmost, gatepost to hitching post. I'm your local host who can boast the most milquetoast and utmost humility. I'm Chris Dector. It's time for another Wednesday afternoon podcast adventure. So we are on Wednesday today, not Friday, because schedules. Why did we move to Friday?
Three-quarters of us are sounding good.
Yes. Jamie is joining us from a correctional facility in central Missouri somewhere.
It feels like it right now.
But you're committed, so we're going to give you the points. So, good job.
So, yeah, we're doing this on Wednesday because of scheduling issues with Friday and to turn this around and all that fun stuff. And I think next week will also be weird because of 4th of July and all that. But we'll figure it out.
It's definitely going to get weird. It's going to get weird today.
So, anyway,
what are we talking about? What are we doing?
Hold on. Okay. Cool your jets.
Let's say hello. Let's go.
Let's say hello to today's panel of AV SuperFriends. This whole thing.
Yes, stick to the notes.
The notes.
So I'm joined by a district accounts orchestrator from Kansas City, Missouri, Jamie Reinhardt. Has no interest in that one.
No.
I think that's bad. We're also joined by a dynamic metrics administrator from Corvallis, Oregon, Mark Kolowazinski.
We got to get our numbers up. Maybe down. I don't know. Sideways.
It's all over. It's dynamic.
Numbers. And finally joined by an executive vice president for principal functionality from Bowling Green, Kentucky, Justin Rexing.
I don't even know what that means. What is?
I'm pretty sure that is your gig.
The corn's tall this year. The corn's looking good.
Knee high by 4th of July. We're good.
That's right.
So you're saying as an executive vice president for, was it principal functionality? You're not 100% sure what you're up to?
As long as it works. As long
Well, that's
as it
not
works,
his
I don't
principal
care.
function.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the joy of coming up with these names every show. So,
Yeah.
speaking of not coming up with anything for a show,
mine. I don't look at mine before the show, so that one kind of got me. To be honest,
I just make sure we put a high-level position there for you. You get upset. So,
Yeah.
So speaking of not coming up with anything for the show, the Higher Ed AV Advisory Board or Editorial Board, whatever they are, also did not come up with a topic for this month.
So
granted, most people don't seem to follow those topics anyway. So instead, we're going to make this our 4th of July summer spectacular special show.
Spectacular. On ice.
No, there's no
I thought we were blowing shit up.
Hold on. Would you just cool it?
I thought we had a drone show.
We doing drones?
4th of July show. So get out your flags. Wake up the kids at the crack of dawn for the renewal of their annual loyalty oath. Mm-hmm. Fire up your grills or smoker or barbecue, whatever you want.
Hide the dogs.
Light your sparklers and some firecrackers. And we're going to celebrate America by blowing up a small part of it.
That's right.
So
It's a tradition around here.
So our theme for this month's show is AV things that we want to blow up. So there you go. Now we're blowing stuff up, Justin. Are you happy?
My Dell laptop.
Yes. So we had some challenges before the show because Jamie is coming to us live from a women's prison or something. Not 100%
That'd be way
sure.
more exciting than most days at work.
Would it though? So. All right. So let's get some background ambience going here to keep us on theme.
There it is.
Good. Yep.
Ooh.
There we go. That's a little better. That's a little coming in hot.
I know it's loud. I got to do this on the fly. Cool it.
Yeah, he's doing it live.
This is a multi-dollar operation, guys.
We talked about this last
It's a
week.
Multi-dollar operation here.
So anyway, so what we've all done is we've all brought something that, including Larry, who is not here because Larry is on actual vacation and complaining about it.
He sent a side dish.
But he did send in a contribution, which we'll bring up, and I'm a little upset because he stole a really good one that I wanted. But anyway,
It's It's really bad because I'm working on one right now.
Well, there you go. We can all talk about that. In fact, let's start with Larry's contribution.
Start with Larry.
So Larry sent in the AV
Hey, wait,
thing.
but the timer. Come on, man. There's a timer.
Every time.
here.
See?
Keep us honest here.
We're already behind. Make it go now.
There we go. Just people have things to do at the top of the hour.
I know, we got to keep it under 30
sitting in
minutes.
here,
We
yeah.
got complaints. So, by random people. Anyway, all right. So Larry's contribution to the AV things he wants to blow up, and so far 2 of us on the show have already said we back him up on this one, are conference rooms with instructor stations.
No, we had a. Was this me chatting in the back channel yesterday about this?
Apparently, we all
Isn't
did
this?
this. I don't
Isn't
know.
this just?
This is like the new thing that everybody wants.
This is just a classroom.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's a seminar conference room hybrid worst of both worlds.
Duh.
Worst of
Let's
everything.
put a bullet
Yeah,
table
here's the
in here
worst
and
thing
put
you
a
can imagine.
podium off to the side. It's great.
Yeah, but they got to do their thesis defense in here. But we're going to use it as high-level conference room too. I've got a lot of requests for this exact thing lately. This is what people want.
I
And
went
yes,
through a period of time where I had a bunch. And then I've gotten rid of most of them. And then just so happens today I have one.
You're
I
welcome.
haven't had one in years. And today, and yes, I'm sitting here going, this is dumb.
I feel like we're talking about this like alcohol. Like, I haven't had a beer in a few years, but I had one the other week, and it was pretty dumb.
That's how
but-
this stuff works. It's all cyclical.
Then
Yeah.
you wake up the next
and it comes
morning, you're
back, and then
like, that's so bad. Why did I do that?
why did I do that?
Can we launch this in real time, Chris? If I said, let's go ahead and launch this thing. Could we blow this up? Could you give us a sound effect for us blowing up this seminar?
We're gonna blow
now?
this up. Okay.
Let's go ahead and light this and
We're
launch
gonna
it.
take all conference rooms. We're gonna with conference rooms with lecterns, teaching
Turns,
stations.
slash podiums, whatever they. Yeah.
Podium's something you stand on, lectern
Yeah, I
you
know.
stand behind. Get it
There's
right.
people-
Anyway,
yeah, just-
we're gonna take
Just
all
blow
those
it up,
figuratively.
damn it.
We're gonna put them all out in the field, and Justin is gonna set up some tannerite for us.
Oh, that tanner! I get to play with tannerite.
Yeah, launch it. Go.
All right, here it is.
I guess this would be.
Gone. Kill it.
This would have a better effect if we didn't have video. I think maybe.
Yeah. Well, we can see it. They can't. So, all right.
We have awesome video. They just can't see it.
Yeah. You
Oh.
should see the stuff we're not showing you. It's amazing.
So yeah, I would back that up. That I have never, prior to arriving at University of Wyoming, I have never seen a university that has so many full-on administrative conference rooms with a lectern in it. And worse than that, when I ask people, do you want that there? Can we remove that? Their response is, no, we want to keep it, which is confusing to me. So
We've grown accustomed to it. We need it.
it's almost as if they think it needs to be there because they don't know where else to put stuff, which is the wrong response.
Not sure we
Whoa,
need that.
that's loud.
Hold on.
Chris. Jeez.
I'm adjusting stuff on the fly. This is not all normalized. And
This is kind of
Whoa,
somber.
it's fast. Yeah.
yeah, I
Whoa.
don't know why. Hold on.
What are
Okay,
you
that's
doing?
fine. Keep that guy out. He was too somber and sad.
So, somebody's already
Trying to get back to
celebrating.
a march to keep us on theme.
Okay, well, who's up
So,
next?
all right. Mark, you're at the top of the
Mark,
list.
you're
so
done.
Yeah, okay,
You're
I'm
in.
done. This is lately when we go into the older rooms, or maybe not even that old for some folks, but having to deal with like frame-based AV systems, like these
Like a
cards
chassis?
and slots, chassis,
Like you have to order it special.
you gotta
You
order
right
say
then.
this, Mark.
I
and
know.
Then next year, guess what they're going to do? They're going to start putting AV over IP cards in a frame, and
Sure.
you're going to have.
They
I'm
already
not
do.
saying taking like the throwdown boxes and putting them in a chassis and putting them in a rack. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking like when you have to deal with like DM or whatever, pick your thing, HD-based T, large form chassis with card slots, or even DSPs with all the little
Yes.
I/O slots on it. It's like it
And
feels like I'm walking
77
back in
screens.
time when I go to deal with one of these things.
You wait. Some manufacturer is going to do that same thing with AV over IP, and it's going to look very familiar to that HD-based T stuff that we.
It better look like a network switch, is what it better.
No,
look
it's gonna
when
look
all
like-
said and done.
It's going to look like this crazy bastardized thing that
No.
you're not going to want.
No, I don't want. No, so it's just those things. And then when you get like, remember the old weird multi DVI Klingon thing that can be anything you want it to be? Those ones were like
yeah.
the definable ones. Those are the best.
You mean like the ones that actually sent audio through a DVI connector?
audio,
'Cause they-
video,
They did all the
whatever?
weird stuff.
It did breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It didn't care what you wanted to put on there. It did all of it. Like all that stuff. Where they get when you have all that weird analog coming into all these a la carte frame cards, like just all that stuff. I'm just done with it. I wanna send it all to the dark side of the moon, man. Launch it.
All right.
Launch it, Chris.
Blow it up. We'll blow it up.
Blow it up.
That was some.
There we go. Look at all those
There's
little
all the
cards
cards.
falling down on everybody. Yep.
That
Good.
was
Loved it.
that was loud.
I'm trying to adjust the mixer on this thing on
That
the
was
fly.
loud.
It's not great.
Yeah.
Just do it. Just we only do this to watch you fumble through this, Chris.
Fumble
Just-
through
just so
17
all
screens
running.
of shit over here. So, all right. So I'll go on mine. I've got a bunch of them here. Like I said, Larry mentioned the one about lecterns and conference rooms. Hate that one. But I'm going to bring up the thing that I would like to take out in the field and let Justin put in a refrigerator full of tannerite and set off is systems that you inherit that have giant amplifiers, 300, 600, 1,000 watt amplifiers.
Oh,
Do
those
they
are my
say
favorite.
pyramid on them? And
No,
are they
say
dink
things
in the
like-
back of a car?
They say things like crown.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
1,000 watts.
But 600 or 1,000 watt amplifiers in a
speaker.
moderate sized room with 8 ceiling speakers.
Tapped
You
at
have to all
20
tapped
volt.
at
to
20
20
watts.
watt.
All just here it is.
35
Distributed
watt.
audio.
And
Yeah.
it's just, you know,
We
tell
have
me how you don't-
80% headroom in all of our rooms. It's,
These rooms have
everything's
300% headroom.
Oh,
We
that's
can get these to
terrible.
75 dB and then another 200 on top of that. So
Just,
Just
in case.
just in
Ah,
case.
jinx. There you go.
Oh,
If you guys want to experience a live space shuttle launch in this room, well, the speakers can't do it, but the amplifier can. So,
Yeah.
but the thing is,
We
this
could
was
drive
not
lasers with this.
this was not an anomaly. This was not a 1 or 2 strange rooms. This is a repeated thing that I'm finding throughout spaces. 300 watt, 400 watt, 500 watt amplifiers set to bridged mono driving ceiling speakers, or worse, only one channel running at 300 watts on a 600 watt amplifier, driving a weird series parallel kind of structure of ceiling speakers that are not even wired correctly to start with. So
Have you run across like a 4 8-channel amp with one channel running on 70 volt with about 100 watts on it? And you're like,
Cool.
those other 3 channels, Justin, those are just for backup.
or what about the other 7? in
Well, you
those
get a lot of
8-channel?
that. It's
like,
you've
what
all
do
come
you-
across those spaces where you have that they were designed for the well maybe later we're going to come back and add
I
this
don't-
kind of stuff.
We're going
I
to
think it
zone
was-
it out.
But that was like 25 years ago, and you walk in them now, and you're like, we couldn't add anything to this if we wanted to. There's no
I think
way.
it's some of like, hey, we have this old amp sitting on the shelf, it hasn't been unboxed yet. We can just put that in instead of ordering the right one. Yeah, let's just do that. We're never going to use this 8-channel amp anywhere. Let's just throw it in. Who cares?
Well, I would forgive it if it was that sort of scenario, but these were brand new, specified that way. So, you know, tell me you don't understand audio without telling me you don't understand audio by doing it this way. So,
So you want to get audio? Oh, we need an amp for every one of your speakers, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Got to make sure.
everything's home ran on a
Again.
70 volt.
Yes, let's
It's-
100 watts per channel, and
Yeah.
we tap that at 3.2.
We want to make sure you have the overhead just to be safe.
so anyway,
All
that's
that experience.
that's the first one. I've got 2 or 3 more if we need filler, but yeah.
Time allows. Let's get through the first round.
All right, so let me blow these up. I'm gonna put these in a refrigerator. We're gonna haul this out in the field and let Justin fill it with boxes of tannerite.
He's got
Or
so
tannerite.
it's starting to sound like a neighborhood around here. Good. That was a good one.
That's a big amplifier.
Yeah, yeah.
Take that, bad audio.
Take that, NASA.
The best part about that, by the way, is when you remove the 3RU monster from the bottom of the rack and you replace it with a little mini guy, and the room is balanced to the same level. You're like,
Or it's like strangely
that?
twice as loud. You're like, damn.
well, or that, but yes,
Oh.
That's just because you actually plugged in the speaker.
Yeah.
because we rewired them correctly. So.
Yeah. That's what they all sound
All
like.
right, so Justin, what's the AV thing you want to put out in the field and cover with kerosene and charcoal briquettes and
So
blow up?
I've thought about this for quite a while, and I got
At least
down to the
3-4
root of the
minutes.
problem.
Yep. Solid day.
And sorry, my dogs are about to attack the UPS guy. Should be fine.
Just for
So,
fun.
yeah, should be fine.
Should be okay.
Yeah.
Walk it off.
USB cameras that are only USB that are made to mount to walls, that are PTZ.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Oh, like
So-
big PTZ
PTZ,
cameras.
yeah.
PTZ cameras that only have one connection on them. They could F right off.
Yes, they
because that
Okay.
leads, that's the
one.
root of a lot of evil that we deal with. It leads to USB extenders being
That's
thrown
probably like
around all
half
over
of the
place.
commercial subreddit.
It leads
How do I
to,
extend this shitty camera 500
no,
miles
like
in this
stop.
giant conference
Get,
room?
get a
Yeah.
different camera. stop buying those
Nope,
cameras.
but we're buying this one.
We're buying it. We need
It's
it.
dumb.
well thought
It's the
out.
same price to get
Kudos.
2 more
Sounds
connectors
good.
on it called SDI and HDMI. And guess what? That other camera has the USB on it too. For you idiots who still want to do
Yeah,
that.
but how do I get all my native Teams functions, Justin? I need my native Teams and
Yeah,
Zoom
well.
remote control functionality.
Not really.
Oh, I know.
No, you don't. So it also leads to change orders in electrical, because most of the time when you're
there's no
planning that
power.
out,
Yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah,
don't
true.
think about the local power you need at every camera, because your USB 3 transmit receive doesn't power that camera. You're not
Yes, it
doing
does, as
PoE.
long as you're 2 feet from it.
Not all of them. And so now you have to add power there. So that's a change order. It just leads to, like, stop doing that. Stop making PTZ
Yeah, if
cameras
you've gotten to
with
a point
wall
where you have to-
mounts.
when you need to put like a duplex power or something for your camera, you're probably not going the right way.
Like, stop making them.
Yeah, get rid of
You know,
it.
it's interesting. I think a lot of this is people think about it at the far side. They're saying, "Well, we want USB here, so I'm gonna have to buy a USB camera."
They think of it backwards, and it, like, manufacturers are making the camera. If manufacturers just stopped making the camera, it would alleviate a lot of problems. Like, people would not choose that camera and just, hey, well,
I think there is a couple approaches that have gotten better at that, which is like, dare I say, like the L1s, the S1s, these style ones where it has the structure
Like, that's
cable
better.
extender, which puts the
I'm
USB
not
at the
talking
right
about
location.
those. That's not what I'm
I'm surprised
talking
we
about.
haven't seen more of that type of stuff out there.
I don't like it, but I'm
No.
I'm
I'm
better.
waiting for more of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's go
I'm-
back to it's still a $1,000 camera, and you get
Yeah.
the right one for the same price.
Same price. It's like you get more
From the same
stuff
manufacturer, and it
from
looks
the
the same.
same. Yeah, it's all the same. Like, why do you? I don't know why people do that.
But Justin, it has to be USB 40 feet away, so it needs to start at USB. You
worry
can't
about
ever
it.
change that. Apparently,
Zoom loves it. Zoom loves it.
It's the best.
Do something different, you know.
All right, launch it. Get it out
okay,
of
we're
here.
gonna blow up all the USB PTZ cameras that shouldn't be USB to start with.
Get rid of it. It's a lot of them.
Ooh, we haven't been oohing and eyeing this whole time.
No, yeah, it's just
Do you want to ooh and ah? I've got one here labeled Grand Finale. You want that one?
Oh, not
Save
yet.
it. Save it.
Save it for the Grand Finale.
Yeah, are we,
Save it
Gotta
for the
pace
finale.
yourself.
was
here.
that the grand finale?
No,
No.
Okay.
no.
Oh, the-
I'm just gonna hit all the buttons when that comes up.
who's the producer of this show? Like, what's going
Today?
on? Why is
We're
every?
not
Yeah,
sure.
today.
The
Why is
interns
everything out
called
of order?
out today. There's no interns running the show. It's just
Yeah, we
us.
don't have a producer.
It's me trying to do too much all at once, and no one's got the run of show set up. So
But there's notes.
Oh.
there are
Yeah.
notes. So
It's the first
We
time
do
we're
have
ever
notes.
actually looking at notes together. which is
all right,
great.
so Jamie, what is your AV device service procedure thing, whatever, that you would like to put into a child's inflatable bathtub and fill with frozen concentrated orange juice and gasoline and set on fire?
What?
Oddly specific example.
I'm just describing what my plans are for the weekend.
Okay.
Something about
Something in Wyoming.
with
Okay.
baths and orange juice and children. I was
Kerosene
like,
and
I
orange
lost
juice
you.
are really
And kerosene
expensive.
and fire.
Anyway, smart TVs, and not like Walmart smart TVs. Professional grade smart displays.
So you mean displays that have like an OS built into them,
Yes.
but are still labeled commercial grade? Uh-oh. Jamie just dropped off.
Jamie dropped off.
We've got to...
It's okay. He's going to come back. We'll come back to that one.
Okay.
There he's
So-
there.
Yeah.
Don't
I-
click that button again.
Don't touch it.
But these like, I'm gonna name names, but I liked it when I got it with like New Line, right? They have or some of these other ones where it looked great. It had the sound in it, had microphones, had the camera, but you had to touch the screen in order to change the inputs because there's no remote control. And then the OS gets out of date, and then it stops working, and you can't even manually change the input to use just it as a dub display. I'm over it. It sounded like a great idea 5-6 years ago. Terrible idea. Blown
That
up.
sounded like a bad
Hate 'em.
idea then. Like, why would you buy
Yeah,
that?
it was never great.
And well, you get suckered into the first few of them. You're like, oh, it's a touch display. It's big. It's got everything I want. Let's try it out. And I hated it every minute of it.
Yeah.
Their support nightmare. And then when they do, like the overlays start not working because of drivers or something, it's just a useless piece of crap. It doesn't even turn on. There's no button. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Well,
So this has been something I've been fighting as far as the the interactive displays, the smart displays, whatever you want to call them, but with an OS on board. Usually Android, not always.
Yeah.
And invariably when that no longer gets support or no longer gets maintained or doesn't meet security requirements to touch the network, it becomes a pain in the butt. And a lot of these, to your point, don't like to operate without you having to go through that interface all the time.
Yeah.
I found a few displays that are interactive displays that don't have that, which is great. I'm glad they're out there. My fear almost every time I go to order one is it's going to not exist anymore because I'm sure it's just me and one other person buying this stuff.
And it's even a few years ago, Dell had those, what is it, it's like 86 all-in-wonder things. And at first you're like, this does everything. No,
I think the correct term was it does like some of the stuff you need, but not all the things or some of the stuff you want, but none of the stuff you need. I think it was something we put in there. It was so close, and then it just wasn't.
Just they've been pissing me off lately, and I'm kind of over them.
Yeah. So I found another one recently that was on campus that somebody said, "Hey, can you come look at our smart board? It's not working." And I was like, "Okay, I wonder what brand of smart board is this one?" Because they're all smart boards.
Coke,
this was an actual Smart Tech smart board. I was like, "Wow, look at that!"
They were right.
And
software.
It had like double layer appliance inception going on. It had an OPS slot Android appliance. Inside, I'll have to take a picture of this and put it on the Twitters. Inside of which was a PC card running a Windows PC with a low power Core i5 processor.
Wow.
Both of which had been long since abandoned, one by Google and one by Microsoft. So none of these were receiving updates or anything. However, added bonus, when I removed that OPS slot appliance,
it started working and everything was fine.
it worked fine. It worked like a dumb monitor that I could just plug any computer into, and it freaking worked. And I was like,
I was hoping
holy
you were gonna say you
shnikes,
had,
look
like-
at this thing.
I was hoping that Android with Windows in it reflashed and like turned into like a Steam gaming engine or something like that. That would have been like the ultimate thing.
Well, where the story started, or
Or
where the
Bitcoin
the
mining
ticket started
computers.
was
yeah, Bitcoin miner or something.
There's nothing but Bitcoin. Where the initial support request came in was our like whiteboard app or something was crashing, but because it was so old, it was just a whole thing. But they were just using the built-in one. I was like, what if we just plugged a computer into this and you could do whatever you wanted? And they're like, oh,
yeah, sure, I could do
much
that.
better.
I see them becoming more popular again because they're running one of the room's systems right there on the display.
Yep.
And I just see in 2 years everybody going, wait, that was a $9,000 display that's useless now because I can't run the software update.
And that, ladies and gentlemen,
Load
is
them up.
how you deal with addition by subtraction, right?
You want me to
Remove it,
just-
added features. It started
Blow
working.
them up.
Would you like me to subtract this from reality momentarily
Please.
here? All right,
Blow it
here we go.
Wow. That
We're only blowing up the card because the smartboard still works.
Now I can all
Yes.
go.
Ah, see?
Send it
But
all
no,
out there.
Jamie, you raise a good point about room systems that run on these things. What happens in 5 years when either A, it's no longer supported and it stops working, or B, you change to a different ecosystem and you have one of these that only works with the certain ecosystem, and now you're kind of up a creek because it's still an 85-inch monitor. Why can't we just use that?
Do you really want like the inconvenient truth of that, Chris?
No.
Yes.
You said 5 years. It's time to replace it.
Time to replace the hardware?
The whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like you shouldn't be thinking and expecting it to last out 5, 7, 10 years. That's not
I just
reality.
wanted to go
That's
2.
not reasonable.
Well, what are you
There's
talking
things
about?
2
That's our
years old that
refresh
don't work.
cycle.
I
That's
want to
what
go
we
back
do.
and add to Justin's quick, the camera thing.
Oh yeah, you like
To
mine?
pile on this USB thing.
Jamie,
No,
get up on
I-
that. Get up on that mic.
really-
You're drifting.
I really hate camera manufacturers.
Lean into that
who
phone
have
of yours.
all of the
Take your
outputs.
phone, Jamie, and talk like this.
Talk like it's like a piece of pizza.
You think, yeah, do I need to?
Yeah, I'm
you're-
like,
you're-
we're not joking.
No.
Yes,
Yeah, there you
do
go.
that.
Yeah. You're reporting live from the
Live.
scene.
Your phone.
Go.
Live
Yeah.
from the
Oh,
children's
dude, you should have
prison.
been doing that the whole time.
Why didn't you tell me, jackass?
Why we
We've
tried?
been in the chat yelling at you, but
I can't see it because I'm not on my phone.
Jesus, criminy.
First world
Anyway,
problems. Okay.
Justin's example is I hate camera manufacturers who put all of the connectors, but only one can be used at a time.
No, yeah, make them all usable.
oh, it has
Where-
3 outputs, but it's only one.
Choose one.
Yeah, it's like
Built-in
you plug
DA,
in
they all
USB,
work.
You don't get HDMI. Like what?
No.
All right. Who's left?
Wow,
there's no
I
one
think we've
left.
done
Get
it
all,
all.
we made it through. Wow. Do we have any extra credit ones? You got a couple.
Yeah,
extra
let me
ones.
rattle off a few other
Let's-
ones.
let's- let's-
But let me change the song here because this is driving me nuts here.
yeah, I'll put mine there. I'm kind of.
Is this like the hidden track?
Touch panels in general. I think I'm about ready to get rid of them. I think they're a little bit problematic for us everywhere. All the
Mark
time.
hates touch panels.
I do. I've been saying it for years. Hashtag button panels are the new touch panels.
I'm becoming increasingly more grumpy.
I'm not ready. I
with
mean,
touch
we're
panels.
still sitting on a bunch of them. I mean, they are useful-ish, but man, it's like a whole extra step of nonsense
They
to
are
do
not
2 or 3 things.
ubiquitous any longer.
Yeah.
I only put them in when I have to.
Yeah.
See, it's interesting. Like, so yeah, I've run into this, and I've several years ago tried button panels, and I got pushback both from users as well as others in IT. Fine, for the extra $1,000, they want touch panels. It's a conceptual, not a conceptual. It's an aesthetic thing. They want like this room's fancier. It has a touch panel. I'm like, okay, fine. Here's your touch panel, which right now, and I just looked at it today for our general layout for our new classroom UI on touch panels. It has 3 buttons on it. That's it.
what I'm saying. What are you doing?
We could touch panel the hell out of this thing, but nope. People want touch, or we could button panel it, but people want touch panels. So fine, here's a touch panel with 3 buttons. Okay.
Is
That's
this
what they want.
Let me
Foolish,
ask this question. Is this a stupid question? Like, is this
Yes,
the car
probably.
effect? Like, what if you bought a brand new car and it didn't have a touchscreen in it? You're like, what the shit is
Perfect.
this?
My truck does not have a touchscreen.
Your truck's not new.
If you bought a brand new car and got in it and were expecting that experience and it
There
had
may be
nothing
part of
but
that.
knobs and buttons and it looked like an airplane,
Perfect.
Though
I
the
mean,
irony is
but-
a lot of airplanes now are
That
all
stupid
glass.
probably-
touchscreen pisses me off more often than not.
But that's the
That's
thing that
probably the
when
effect
when
of
you
it.
have to like meet with an instructor so they can figure out how to use the system, it's because there's too much shit on button panels and touch panels all the time. Where it's like
I know, I'm not saying
on
that.
off. What are we doing?
I know.
I have 3, Mark. On, off, and help. That's it. That's all they get.
There you go. But it's all that
they
other
hit help
crap.
first.
They just start
They
with
only,
people-
me-
start
they
with
only
help.
have one button
Yeah.
and it's off for mine.
Well,
It's just-
They're
Today
always
the-
on. You just turn them off.
Today, the
Yeah.
15-minute debate is on the ever popular, like, are you sure you want to turn off the system page and how we want to.
Sure,
like,
you're sure.
Are you sure? Yes, no, maybe.
Log in to shut this off.
So where we landed
so
was
you're using Teams.
where we landed was we're taking the international power symbol, which is a 1 and a 0, and we're making one of the buttons just a 1 and the other button's a 0, and we let the other people figure it out.
I'm sure that goes over well.
It'll go over perfectly.
It's just that's genius. Blow that shit up.
I have one last round of blowing up touch panels.
Dude,
Here we go.
We have the
Flashing
grand finale here
zero.
soon. Yeah, we're ready.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, I like the gold flitter.
It's a car crash.
You're supposed to say it's the Death Star, Jim. That one's the Death Star. Do you have kids?
Oh, I like the red starburst. Justin likes the golden shower.
Yes. Well,
Did y'all
All right.
did y'all
Just for that,
say
I'm gonna
something
name,
during that?
I'm gonna name
No,
the episode.
don't
that.
worry about it.
I couldn't hear a damn thing.
Well, we're all deaf now because it's 4th of July. That's what you
4th of
do.
July.
So.
I thought Jamie was yelling about golden showers.
Half
there.
a thumb left.
Something. All right. So other
like
ones
the
real quick.
that just
I
rain
hate
down.
I hate 16:10 projection screens with a 16:9 LCD in the room because then you can't ever do that. So please stop. I also hate mixing any display technology of like there's a projector over here and a monitor over there because no matter how good you make that projector look, they will complain because the
match.
monitor looks better. So
Never match.
yeah. So there's all the stuff that we wanted to blow up for the 4th of July.
You're welcome.
Was that success?
I don't know.
Did we?
How many fingers you have left? If you have any, it was not
I've
successful.
had some close calls on July 4th. I'm lucky to have all 12 toes and 12 fingers. So.
know.
This
We're
we
good.
all believe.
Wait, what's happening in Kentucky right now?
I've heard the stories.
All right. Well, I think that's
Those
it for this month. Hope everyone enjoys. Have a happy 4th. And well, by the time you're listening to this, you already. Wait, no, it's in 3 days.
Be safe.
We are
Be
live,
safe.
dude.
When the hell is it now? I don't even
They're
know.
doing it now.
It's doing right now. You're listening to this now. You're making your entire family listen to this instead of
On your drive.
yeah, on the drive to
Well,
Grandma's for
work.
4th of July.
Yeah.
So.
They're wasting work time.
Boy.
All
Probably
right.
reevaluate your life.
We'll roll out. Be
choices.
back next month, and you can catch everything else we do over on avsuperfriends.com.
All right. See you guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Happy 4th of July.
America.
Thanks for putting up with yet another episode of AV SuperFriends On Topic. Contact us with questions, topic ideas, or general complaints at avsuperfriends.com.
Nice work, everyone. Sharp broadcast. Really good. Everyone on the floor as well. Really, a lot of us like them.
The opinions expressed by the AV SuperFriends are solely those of the individuals and do not represent their respective institutions, organizations, companies, or clients.
Oh, hey, Rosie.